Cleveland. Something happened inside that locker room last night. Something big. Something the organization tried to keep quiet, but it leaked. And now the entire dog pound is split in half. A decision, one single sentence, just shook this franchise to its core. A decision that could save the season or burn the whole thing down. And the craziest part? Most fans won't believe who the Browns are sticking with. Stay right where you are, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything. The news didn't just break, it detonated. A bomb dropped right out of the Browns' locker room, and Cleveland hasn't stopped buzzing since. Sports radio is melting down. The city is furious. And inside that locker room, the tension is thick enough to slice with a rusted knife. After a wild Sunday that rattled Cleveland Browns Stadium, head coach Kevin Stefanski made that call. A call nobody expected. A call nobody asked for. A call that could flip the entire 2025 season upside down. But before we get to that name, you know how it goes. If you bleed brown and orange, if every snap feels personal, hit that subscribe button and lock in. Because this one is going to get messy. Even before this bombshell, Cleveland was already boiling. The Browns walked into the Ravens game desperate, 2-7, backs against the wall, season hanging by a single string. This wasn't just another loss. This was supposed to be the reset button. But football never cares about your plans. Dylan Gabriel started steady, 7 for 10, 68 yards, nothing special, but controlled, until that brutal hit late in the first half. Helmet snaps back, crowd gasps, silence drops. Gabriel heads to the locker room and never returns. And then, the moment Cleveland's been begging for. Shdur Sanders jogs onto the field, and Brown Stadium erupts like a volcano. It felt like the beginning of a new chapter, a spark, a pulse, a chance. But the NFL is unforgiving. Sanders showed courage, showed flashes, but he also showed what rookies face at NFL speed. 4 completions, 47 yards, 1 brutal pick, 0 points. Another loss, another heartbreak, another week of what now? But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared us for what came next. Less than 24 hours later, Kevin Stefanski walks into the press room, looks straight at the cameras, and drops the line that split the fan base in two. If he clears concussion protocol, Dylan Gabriel is our starting quarterback. Silence. Then, chaos. This wasn't a debate. It wasn't a hint. It wasn't a maybe. It was final. Cleveland reacted like someone pulled the fire alarm inside the city. Social media blew up. Radio callers lost their minds. Bars turned into debate arenas. Fans everywhere echoed the same question. How is Gabriel still the starter? He has the lowest QBR in the league, 33.4, averaging 5 yards per attempt. Booed off the field. And Stefanski still said, Dylan is our guy. That's when the fuse hit the gasoline. Inside the locker room, things are fragile. Players were seen putting hands on Shadur's shoulder after the game. Others quietly stood behind Gabriel, who hasn't spoken publicly yet. Sources say Gabriel took those boos personally. He wants to come back swinging. Meanwhile, Shadur, calm as ever, faced the press like a grown veteran. I didn't play well, I know that. I need chemistry with the guys, especially Jerry. That was literally my first pass to him all year. Let that sink in. No first-team reps, no rhythm, no timing, thrown into the fire. And the rookie still stood there and owned it. That's why fans love him. That's why the locker room is divided. That's why Cleveland is on edge. And here's the truth behind Stefanski's decision, the part most people won't say out loud. Gabriel reads defenses faster, short throws cleaner, playbook smoother. But once that pocket collapses, he shuts down. Sanders, raw talent, mobility, guts, deep ball firepower. But he hasn't gotten the reps. Stefanski even admitted it. Shadur didn't take a single first-team snap last week. Not one. You can't ask a rookie to save a sinking ship when you never even handed him the wheel. And that's where we are. Week 12. Browns versus Raiders. On paper, just a mid-season game. In reality, it's a must-win war. The Browns are 2-8. Another loss, and this season is basically cooked. Everything depends on one thing. Does Dylan Gabriel clear concussion protocol? If yes, he starts. If no, the keys go to Shdur Sanders. And Cleveland's O-line? 27 sacks in 5 games. They'd better be ready for a street fight. Because the Raiders' defense doesn't show mercy. They hunt quarterbacks for fun. This isn't just a game. It's a test of pride, of heart, of leadership, of whether Stefanski still controls that locker room. Through all the noise, one thing never changes. Cleveland's heart. This fan base bleeds loyalty, grit, and straight-up fire. You don't walk away from this team. You don't flinch. You don't quit. Shadur didn't shine, but he showed guts. Gabriel stumbled, but he cares. Stefanski, for all the heat he's taken, he still believes he's building something real. Football's about tough calls, risk, faith in the impossible. This season might be hanging by a thread. But the spirit of Cleveland, untouchable. So tell me, Dog Pound, did Stefanski make the right call sticking with Dylan Gabriel? Or is it finally time to hand the keys to Shdur Sanders? Drop your take in the comments. The best ones make it into the next video. And if you live every snap like it's personal, hit that subscribe button. This is Cleveland. This is the Dog Pound. Ride or die.